Alright, so we are lowering this car today with the Vogtland springs, as you can see. So first we're doing the front ones. So over here, as you can see, you have to unbolt the sway bar link over there. You have to use the Torx bit for it, then the tie rod, then the shock, and I'll see. I might, remove the upper control arm first, and then the ball joint. We'll see. And then you have to use a special compressor tool to compress the spring. And let's get started. Okay, so right now I have the shock disconnected. I loosened the tie rod, but I didn't remove it all the way. And the stabilizer link is loose right now. And then also I removed this upper control arm, so this thing can just move freely. Because what I decided to do, there's on the back side, there's your ball joint over there, there's your nut, and if you don't it's just easier to do it this way, because otherwise you won't be able to get to the nut really easily. So, and also I already installed the spring compressor, and right now I'm removing this 21mm nut on the ball joint. Also jacked up the suspension, and right now I'm just removing this nut over there. And I'm actually lucky because sometimes when you start spinning those nuts, the whole shaft turns, so you have to like get an Allen key and hold it, but in this case it's all right. So right now we also ratchet, and I'm using 90mm to, here's this shaft for the spring to compress. So just put it on like that and start compressing the spring. Removing the bottom nut on the ball joint didn't help because there was not enough space to just remove the whole knuckle, so I just had to put this nut on the upper control arm back, and then there's another nut over here which I already removed, and I loosened it, so this way it's gonna be much easier to remove that upper part of the nut. So right now basically here I have some bricks over here, and here's that nut. I put it to the side. So here I'll show you on side, just disconnect everything. Steering knuckle, I put it to the side. Here's your nut, the upper one, and it wasn't easy. I thought that this one I have to remove this one first and just swing that back, but the thing is that the clearance between that this part over here and this one is just not enough, so you just had to basically remove that other nut over here and then just disconnect it like that. So now just remove this, don't lose any of your bolts or nuts. As you can see, this ball joint was replaced not so long ago, so it's good, just like so. And then as you can see right now, this is our spring compressor, so let's just tighten it even more. Alright. Now just try moving this a little bit out of the way. We're gonna lower the suspension. The control arm is gonna go down and this spring is gonna be loose, so we'll be able to remove it. It's down, and using our hand or a pry bar, just pry down and remove the spring. The spring, it's still compressed. Here's our mount, upper support, and this is our control arm. We'll be changing the control arm on this as well. So you will have two bushings over there, and you gotta use a 22mm wrench to hold the nut, and then 22mm socket on the other side. The spring compressor on, it's got two parts. So it goes like this and goes like this. Once I remove this one, I'll just show you really quick which half goes in the top, which half goes in the bottom. This part goes on the top of the compressor. As you can see, it has those slots over there for the teeth to engage. So once you slide it through, then just here, that's how it engages over there. It sits like that, and then the bottom piece, this one, goes just like that, slides it on. Here, I just dropped the control arm. That's how it looks. Mounts over here, and yeah, some of these bushings are like really dry, and this side moves. You can see how much movement there is. I don't know if you can see, but there's movement. So, and here's our new control arm. So here's our part. Everything looks identical. Let's just put it back in like that. Here's our new control arm, and I already put one bolt and one nut in, but basically what you have to do is grab a screwdriver and line up the hole so you can slide your bolt through. That's how the bolt looks like. Don't forget your washers as well. They're on both sides. And bolts and nuts are in, but don't go crazy on them just yet, because you want some movement of the control arm like this, since right now we will be installing the spring. So these are the lowering springs, and basically, there's the stamp on them. VA means that they're for the front. As you can see, they're kind of bigger than these ones. And these ones have the markings HA. It's upside down right now, but it's HA. And so we're gonna take this one and start compressing it now. That's the difference between the stock spring and the lowering spring, as you can see. You're ready to put it on, and as far as the spring rubber on the top, you can just reuse it. So let's put it on. So actually, when you have a control arm down all the way, you can just you shouldn't use, you may just choose to not use the compressor, the compressor tool. You can just, if you want, you can just put it on and jack up the control arm, and that's how you just seat this thing in. Everything is installed, spring is installed, control arm, everything is tightened up and good to go on this side.